morning, Arsene. You've had a few days to digest the Dortmund game. How have they recovered from what was a tough night?
It was a tough night, but we played against a good team, and on ourselves, I think we can. We're not at our best, and that we can do much better, of course. And we're a bit dominated physically, but on the other hand, we had conceded goals, very avoidable goals in the 45th minute, throw in for us and goal for them. And we had chances in this game, and very good chances. They had four, five good chances as well. Overall, we were not at our best.
Villa on Saturday. What's your latest team news, please?
Look, we have Chambers back because he, of course, he had the tonsillitis and he's available. And everybody who started the game will be available again. And Flamini is back as well because he was not on the team sheet. He's back and available.
And Jack Wilshere went down, but encouraging news on him.
No, in fact, I was wrong. It was his left ankle, and it was only a kick that made him turn a little bit his ankle. So he's all right.
That's good news about Jack. Could I ask also about Debussy? Do you have any clearer idea how long he may be out?
No, I haven't. We'll know tonight. Yes, an exploration of his ankle tonight, and they go in and look how the ligament is damaged, and after that we know if he doesn't need surgery, it'll be 6 weeks. If he does need surgery, it'll be 3 months. At the moment, we don't know.
Oh, well, fingers crossed. If your injury situation with the defenders stays pretty tricky, would you consider going down the line of free agents, the likes of Lugano and Yobo, who could possibly come in and do a job?
Look, you cannot rule anything out because it depends how long the injuries are and for how many you have. At the moment, we are not in that need.
Okay. I read somewhere that you've been talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and Didier Drogba and coming close.
No, it was about the players you missed in your career, you know, and I think in every club you have many players who are missed, and I just cited those two because it's true.
How different might Arsenal's recent history have been if they had have joined you, do you think?
You don't know.
Mesut Ozil, are you disappointed but maybe not surprised that there's been more criticism about his contribution? I mean, and do you think it's unfair?
Look, it's a bit unfair because I believe that our offensive talents on Tuesday night were not always in the best condition to express that talent. And on the other hand, it's post-World Cup. He came back on the 11th of August. You know, it takes a few months for them to get back to their best. That can happen.
It's something they were actually talking about at Bayern Munich as well in the week, that their World Cup players physically and maybe even mentally aren't back to what they were doing.
Yes, it's true, and I see it as well. And many of the World Cup players don't even play at the moment. I believe that's natural. I've seen that before. I've gone through that before, and it's normal. It's more mental than physical, in my opinion.
Is this potentially the most significant Premier League weekend yet? And I say that because 2 of the 3 unbeaten teams, you and Villa, play each other, and of course Chelsea visit Manchester City.
It is, yes, a significant weekend. Not, of course, a decisive one, but an important one, yes.
And from your perspective, just how important is it that you do get a reaction from your players after your first defeat?
We want to respond. We have a disappointing performance more than the defeat. I think what is important is that we came out of Saturday's game feeling that we have had a very good performance, and on Tuesday night we didn't. So it's important we come back. We have confidence in our strengths, and we want to show that we can perform in the game that is important tomorrow.
Just a couple of other issues, if I may, Arsene. The length of grass on Premier League pitches is a bit of a talking point at the moment. These rules, 3 centimetres and no longer. What are your views?
Well, look, what you want is people pay money to watch good football, and behind that has always to be the respect for people who pay and buy their tickets, and we are all there for that, and therefore I think it can look a ridiculous subject, but it is a very important one. because the speed of the game is linked with the length of the grass. Because if you would not cut the grass, you can leave it long like that, and you cannot play. So it is important. After that, how high should it be? I know perfectly, and you know perfectly as well, that some managers give orders to their groundsmen sometimes, don't cut the grass because we play against a team who passes the ball well, and we have to be above that, and it's quite sad that we have to regulate it. And I think we have all just to serve people who come and watch good football.
The FA and Greg Dyke have been talking this week about the ways of improving or increasing the number of homegrown players for the England team, and the suggestion about non-EU players, especially from outside the top 50 countries, not being allowed to play.
Look, I read what he said, and I'm honestly for the competition worldwide, but he has a point in the fact that it is difficult to get non-EU players in the youth system and then to loan them out. That's where he has a point. If you want the best players in the world to be here, but if you go for them, you cannot take them and loan them out somewhere. Maybe he has a point there. And do they take room in the education of young English players? I don't think so. It is a deep debate, and where it is very difficult to have a definite opinion. What is for sure, you do not want as well artificial protection of a mediocrity, and that's where you have to be very careful, because this is a job where we're very well paid. That's wherefore you want top quality. You want to be the best Premier League in the world, so you need as well top quality, and open that to the best players in the world. But the best way to respond and to fulfill all the expectations of the FA is to produce good top quality young players. That's where England is on its way, but there's still some job to do.
Thanks,
Arsene, just want to go back to Mesut Ozil. What do you say to Arsenal fans who are genuinely concerned about his form?
They should not be concerned and just support, him. I understand that you want your best players always to make the difference in every single game, and we all go through periods where we are a bit less good, and just you help. A club is a union between players, supporters, and directors, and you have to be united and go through sometimes periods together where it goes a bit less well.
With regards to the shape and the formation of your team, do you feel you're getting the best out of it?
Look, that's a secondary debate in my opinion, because he has freedom to play when we have the ball, to go where he wants. And if you look at the heat map where he plays, you will be amazed where he is all over the pitch.
Really?
Yeah, go.
Hi, Arsene. I just wanted to ask you a question about Calum Chambers. How would you reflect on his first few months at the club? What's pleased you about him, and how can he improve as well?
What I like his attitude, I like his intelligence, and I like the fact that he came into the team with a good resistance to the pressure and just played his game. I was very impressed by him.
Okay.
Arsene, after the Dortmund game, a lot of the fans asked me to ask you about the tactical setup of the team, and if it's changed slightly this season from sort of 4-2-3-1 to a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3. Is that right? And if so, what was the thinking behind that change?
Look, it's difficult for me to explain all the subtleties of the tactical changes, but not a lot has changed, and we failed in some big games last year, and behind that is the thinking that we have to be more solid in some games, and we conceded too many goals in the big games last year.
Do you feel the team is still adapting to those changes?
Look, yes and no, but there's not a big change compared to last year.
Could you talk us through specifically maybe some of those changes, exactly what you've pinpointed and what you feel needs to change?
It's difficult for me to do that. You know, we have to find the balance. Look, we added a striker with Sanchez. We have another striker with Welbeck. We have a lot of offensive players with Ozil, with Wiltshire, with Ramsey, and even Arteta, when he plays, is initially an offensive player. So to find the balance, we have as well to defend, and I think we have to find a balance between attacking and defending, and that's why it's not an easy subject.
Is it too easy to make Mesut Ozil a scapegoat?
Why should he be a scapegoat for what? We lost one game since the 1st of April. Let's be realistic. You know, we come out of a very difficult preparation period with decisive games. We had very difficult games against Besiktas. I don't know, a scapegoat for what.
Is that sometimes the most difficult part of your job, having to manage somebody? So maybe with him it's more mental, and he's the type of player who needs maybe a bit more encouragement? No,
it's what is difficult to manage today is that everybody knows absolutely everything, and everybody judges people definitely on one game. Football is, you have to accept, it's played by human beings. We have ups and downs like you have in your life.
When you have so many players, is it too simplistic to just say play Ozil at number 10 and fit everyone else around him? Because Arsenal now have that strength in depth, which everyone said you needed in midfield. So you've got so many players who could play in his preferred number 10 role.
Look, you have plenty of tacticians in the world who managed 0 game, and you have to accept their opinion. They might be right, they might be wrong as well. They have to accept that. But we live in a world where everybody has an opinion, and we have to live with that. And but at the end of the day, always somebody has to make a decision, and that's the guy who is responsible.
Okay, finally, Mark.
Arsene, you had many battles with Roy Keane when he was a player. Did it surprise you that he decided to now drop back and be a number 2 after being a manager for so long?
Yes, but you know, where you find your place and where you're happy, that is the most important in life. And if he's happy there, why not? He's in football, he's involved without being maybe always questioned about everything, and he can have a positive influence.
Is it a coincidence that their best form has now come since he arrived at the club?
Look, maybe, but we are at the start of the season. We've played 4 games, and but he can have, of course, a positive influence.
And just finally, he's obviously building a very young team there, Paul. Are they starting to really show their quality now after was it a couple of years of struggling?
They will. They had good spells always, you know. I remember they came last year to the Emirates and they played very well and beat us. And I think he's a guy who has a big experience now, and he's starting to build a very solid team. Yes.
Okay, guys, thank you for coming.